Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support. And for those of you that are new, welcome. You may also want to check out my main tarot channel, Moon Moth Goddess, where I do have a bunch of other pick a card readings posted into playlists for you guys to check out. So today's pick a card reading is actually one that was subscriber requested. And it is basically asking, what is your karma? Okay, so we're going to be looking into what is your karma. I'm going to write that down because I'm kind of doing this pick a card reading on a fly. I just got done with private reading, so I figured I might as well do this today so I don't have to do it in the morning. Okay, so what is your karma? And then we're also going to be checking into what you can do to clear it, okay? To clear, heal, move past it, to move out of maybe a karmic cycle or to be able to clear that, okay? So I do have 3 crystals here for you guys today. If you already feel drawn to one of them, you can click the timestamp to jump straight ahead to your reading. I will give you guys a closer glimpse of the crystals. But we are going to be adding in one of these cards for your reading today and see how that is fitting in. Okay, so left to right we have a gray crystal, and I'm actually not sure what it is, but it does look like a, I don't know, it's gray and it's got some shiny little crystal things that are sticking out there. Okay, so let's see. And then in the center we have flower agate, and then on the far right we have some pyrite or fool's gold. Okay, so let's see. What is your karma? And some of you may already notice, you know, what your karma actually is, because you might notice that there's certain things that you go through. And oftentimes karma could be something that is repeating itself. You could notice like even generational, right? Karma that's kind of being passed down from family member to family member. It could even be having run-ins with certain people in your life, or, you know, finding yourself in karmic relationship situations, blockages around certain things, right? That we're meant to clear and learn some lessons from, because that's basically what karma is, lessons. Okay. So let's see here. Pile number 1. What is your karma? Pile 1. What is your karma? What is pile number 1's karma? Okay, so we have combustion for pile 1. Let's see for pile 2. What is your karma? We have balance. And then with pile 3, with the pyrite, let's see. What is your karma? Pile number 3, what is your karma? We have decay. Okay, so let's take a closer look at these cards and crystals. Okay, so for pile 1, we have combustion, which looks like a little fire down here. And then we have this little gray crystal. For pile number 1, what is your karma? Pile number 2, we have balance, and we've got some floral agate, flower agate for pile 2. And then pile number 3, we have decay. Okay, and then we have this little piece of pyrite here. Okay, so we'll also be getting more details on each one of these to kind of see where this is affecting you, you know, in your life. Okay, if you do feel drawn to more than one pile for this reading, that is perfectly okay. Okay, you might have karmic situations that you have going on in different areas of your life. Okay, so do whatever you feel your intuition is calling to you the most today, whether you feel drawn to a certain word, the artwork, or a certain crystal. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, pile 1. So those of you that resonated with the combustion card, okay, so obviously we see fire here. which can be a very powerful element, but it can also be one that can create a lot of havoc, okay, within our life. And so I feel like there's a need for learning how to control or channel your energy in the right way. This also kind of gives me some vibes surrounding, because it's, I mean, I'm seeing it as fire, so it makes me think passion, you know, a passion. But like I said, it can sometimes get us in trouble in a way of, I'm feeling conflict, anger, aggression, maybe even certain types of behaviors. But I want to, and this is from the Illuminated Earth Oracle. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit of what this message says, but that's just kind of what I'm feeling intuitively, because it is fire. Combustion. Things kind of, I don't know, maybe you're finding yourself in situations that are challenging. Okay. So it says, a burning flame provides warmth and light through the transformation of energy. Okay, so maybe this is you needing to learn how to transmute energy. Like if you're someone who deals with conflict, like you're learning how to maybe neutralize it in a way. Transmute it. Okay, let's see what else. But can be destructive if not carefully tended. Yes, right, because that's a little, looks like a little campfire, right? Which looks sweet, but then imagine this is in the middle of a forest, right? So it can, you know, very quickly turn into something else that could be not so good. So it says, consider the volatility of a given situation and take care to monitor the level of risk involved. So this to me says a lot about you learning how to harness your power, your energy, because maybe some of you have a tendency to be self-destructive, you know, what do you call that? Self-sabotaging in your behavior. Okay, so we're going to see how this is playing into your reading here. Maybe you're somebody who gets yourself involved in situations that are, you know, and it doesn't even have to be something that you currently are dealing with, but maybe situations that you've gone through in your life that have put yourself in situations that could be risky, or that you weren't thinking all the way through things, and then you end up in, right? Because if I'm thinking about karma, it makes me think of the Justice card in the tarot. And the Justice card is about right and wrong, and about making the right decisions that serve our highest good, right? So that we're developing good karma for ourselves. But so if you're dealing with some karma, maybe there have been certain situations that you have got yourself involved in that may have even hurt other people or even yourself, you know? Okay, so let's see here. What is your karma? Like, I mean, it almost makes me feel like of ruining the self, like destructive, self-destructive types of behaviors or risky situations that have created some negative consequences, or situations that you've been involved with. It could have involved other people, family members, friends, co-workers. Okay, so let's see. What is your karma? Pile number 1. What is your karma? We have Death card, which is transformation. Transformation. This is learning how to change, and certain things that are not serving, right? That could be behaviors. It could be ways of thinking. You're meant to change. This is talking about kind of like the transmutation of energy. So we'll see what else. What is your karma? What is your karma? Maybe it's through going through things like this, challenging situations, that you've had to grow through them. You've had to be able to kind of, learn how to come out on top, right? Versus letting it take you and completely, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe for some of you it's hitting rock bottom and having to work through that, you know, through your own darkness, through your own shadow. Let's see. What is pile number one's karma? What is pile number one's karma? I mean, Death card is Scorpio energy. We have the Four of Moons, which is the Four of Swords. Okay, the Four of Swords is a card of rest, reflection, meditation, stillness. Which, if we're talking about a fire here, fire is not still, right? Fire is not still. It can definitely rage out of control. So, and then I'm seeing the Lover's energy here. And the Lovers is a card of harmony, a card of balance. And I'm noticing how this card looks like it's split in two also. There are two sides here, right? On one side it looks fiery and red, and on the other side it looks a little bit cooler and darker. Bluish, right? Almost like, in a way, the way that I'm seeing it, like fire and ice or fire and water, which are opposites, right? So maybe this is for you to find balance within inside of yourself, harmony within yourself. In a way, your darkness and your light, right? Your shadow and your light energies. Because if you delve too much into, right, one side, which is like us being too much in our light energies, right? Kind of in a way like toxic positivity, or somebody who's just like not acknowledging their shadow, right? Or you're someone who delves too much into the shadow, right? Which can also get you in trouble here. So to me, this is mindfulness, stillness, calm, quiet, meditative, balanced and harmonious energy. The Lovers is about you finding union within the self, getting your energies to merge and to live in harmony, right? Let's see here. What is your karma? Right? And it may be purposefully that the universe is giving you situations to set yourself up for, you know, like, in a way, if you think about it, like, here's this situation. What are you going to do, pile one? Are you going to, like, completely let this situation, like, derail you? Or are you going to be able to handle this? So it's kind of like, I'm feeling a lot about you learning how to manage your own energy in all circumstances. I feel like not just your own, like your moods, right? Your emotions, your feelings, choices, decisions, that everything is harmonious, everything is balanced. Because maybe, like I said, for some of you, you have gotten yourself in certain situations that have led you to maybe some unpleasant circumstances where Spirit's just like, nope, do it again. Let's try this again, pile one. Let's see. Think about what you're doing, right? With the Four of Swords, this is reflection. Time for thinking. Clarity of the mind. What is pile number one's karma? Right? And sometimes it's not just always about what we do to another person that's our karma. It's what we build for ourselves, right? Us not learning. Because like I said, karma is our lessons, our soul lessons, right? That we're learning here. Sometimes through challenge. What is pile number one's karma? Maybe for some of you, it affects your relationships. Not just romantic, but also people that are close to you, family members as well. Right? Family members that come in a way and test you, right? Maybe with their own behaviors, and it kind of like makes you like act out of character, right? Act out of character. Let's see. What is pile one's karma? We have the Page of Pentacles. This is beginning something new, starting something new. It's It's also creative energy. I think I just saw the 8 of Cups too. What's good about you, about discovering yourself, who you are. What is Pile 1's karma? We have the King of Pentacles. Page and King of Pentacles. I'm seeing the Knight. Wow, this is a lot of Pentacles energy. This makes me even feel like whatever these blockages are here, that they could even be something that's affecting your commitment to yourself, your dedication, discipline. Maybe this is learning how to be disciplined, learning how to be more organized, learning how to commit yourself to certain things, making improvements, maybe for career, finances. Let's see what else. What is your karma? Pile number 1, what is your karma? We have the 7 of Pentacles. I'm feeling it. I mean, this feels like a big lesson here too. The 7 of Pentacles is a card of needing patience. Because sometimes when we're working towards something that we want, we can grow impatient because we get frustrated because it hasn't developed into what we want it to fast enough. And there's a need for us to continue to nurture certain things and to be patient with the way in which it makes itself manifest into our life. The 7 of Pentacles is also a need for us to kind of reevaluate and reassess what we're putting our energy into. What is Pile 1's karma? The Knight of Moons, which is the Knight of Swords. Okay, this makes sense. Knight of Swords energy. I don't know. This kind of makes me feel sometimes where Knight of Swords energy is very confident, very quick-witted, very quick thinking, but this energy, although it can be very powerful when it's used the right way, can also be something that leads us to reckless decisions, reckless behaviors, because the Knight of Swords energy is very impulsive, right? We do things, jump into things without thinking about future, without thinking about how these things are going to impact us. So it almost makes me feel like Spirit's saying here, like, learn how to harness your power, your energy. And maybe for some of you it is learning how to be more grounded, better control of your own energy. So Spirit purposefully, right, universe, putting you in these situations. What is Pile 1's karma? The 5 of Moons, the 5 of Swords. That is a feeling of defeat, loss. This can be when we are self-sabotaging thoughts. This is conflict. Maybe you're meant to be someone who learns how to be more level-headed and not find yourself in situations that create conflict, whether that be with romantic partners, family, loved ones. This is very challenging energy. Some of you, I'm getting that you could even, I mean, this won't be for so many of you, but I feel like the 5 of Swords energy sometimes can be a lot of words that are exchanged between people that are not so nice. You know, to me, I look at the 5 of Swords and it's being sometimes very combative or arguing, fighting, disagreements. A lot of not so nice things that are sad, right? And you could have had romantic partners like that, family members, loved ones. right? And you can either, you know, come right back with that type of energy, right, that someone's throwing at you, or if you're throwing it at another person, or we can learn how to, right, control, more controlled action, controlled movements. Let's see, what is pile one's karma? We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about learning how to be independent, learning how to stand on your own. Some of you, it's creating wealth, it's creating abundance, which means a lot of commitment, right? We have Justice here. That's the karma right there. Justice is about balance. It's about choosing, making the right decisions, what is for your highest good. Justice is also about fairness, equality, treating people fair and just, being honest, being, you know, generally a good person. You know, and with karma, these are things that we've done in past lives that, I mean, maybe you were somebody with the Combustion here in the Five of Swords who had not so nice. Maybe you weren't so nice to people in the past, the way that you've treated or talked to, right? And so now it's kind of like we're redoing this, revisiting, because like I said, this Combustion is talking about, like, right, a fire that's kind of like raging out of control. So maybe there was something revolving around your own temperament. Or even finding yourself, for some of you, in situations and relationships where there could have been a lot of verbal, not such great energy, if you know what I mean. Okay, people who are degrading, but you being able to kind of come out of that, you know? And that may come from even, like, let's just say jumping into like a romantic relationship without taking your time. And so missing red flags and then ending up in that situation with that person, or even a family situation, and something that's not really in alignment with you, something that is not bringing in some good energy. So this makes me feel like a lot of challenging situations surrounding relationships, romantic relationships, family situations. What is your karma, pile number one? The Two of Tombs. The Two of Tombs is the Two of Pentacles. And this is about creating, again, balance. I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles at the bottom. The Five of Pentacles energy is a feeling of lack. This is also abandonment, going through abandonment. So maybe for some of you, it's feeling a sense of abandonment from family members, maybe even siblings, romantic partners. Some of you may have literally have had that experience of feeling abandoned, right? By going through that as a child or even in romantic relationships. Okay, so I want to see what else is coming through. Okay, so what is, and maybe for some of you, it's breaking out of that type of mentality, you know, because we have the Five of the Five of Moons, Five of Swords, and also the Five of Pentacles energy here. And a lot of this has to do with your own beliefs. Okay, your own beliefs here. So what is pile number one's karma? What is pile number one's karma? We have sacred space. I'm feeling like this is a very protective energy. Maybe this is about you learning how to be more protective of your own energy, set boundaries, stand up for yourself. Dominance, look at that. Yeah, like I said, for some of you, you could have found yourself in situations, relationships, connections. I'm feeling like this is almost like asserting control, power, or being better of your power, not letting anybody control you. For some of you, you learning how to assert your own. Let's see. Let's get one more, and then I want to look at this message of dominance. What is pile number one's? Like it's like almost like you might find yourself in places or relationships, family situations, or people's words. Manipulative, controlling. Maybe for some of you, there was in a past life, there was a misuse of power. Maybe being aggressive or asserting your power in the wrong way. So you might find yourself in situations where you have to really find your power, but in a way that is controlled and more nurturing versus being overpowering and controlling or manipulative in some way, right? You might find yourself in situations where people are manipulative or people, this makes me feel like having like manipulative parents or romantic partners. What is pile number one's karma? Yeah, that's kind of what this makes me feel like. A misuse of power, maybe in a past life. Finding yourself maybe in relationships where you let another person maybe even dominate and control you, manipulate you. This, to me, like I said, the Five of Swords is very aggressive. Okay, aggressive energy, and that could be verbal, not getting what you need. This is having to do with commitment. So many of you, like I said, relationships. I want to see what this dominance says, but yeah, that's kind of what this looks like to me, is power, control. Maybe in a past life you were somebody who misused your power in some way. Okay, so it says, like all creatures, crows establish a pecking order, and to do so, the stronger bird asserts its power. Dominance indicates that you may be feeling restricted by someone or that a stressful situation is impacting your thoughts and decisions. Someone or something may be flexing their muscle, which will cause friction within, as you may not be able to fight or defend yourself. This card may represent a boss who makes you work overtime, a partner who always picks the restaurant, or a friend who always has to win. It may also indicate your need to be in control. On a positive note, dominance may indicate your power over something and your ability to control a situation. Which in some way, yes, I can see the outside influence here with the dominance as far as it being like a family member, a friend, a romantic partner. But because of the way that this Lover's card looks to me, it's also, like I said, this harmony and this balance that you're finding inside of yourself, right? You're not letting, say, your shadow side overcome your light energy in the same way that you're not letting the light energy completely suppress your shadow, you know? So you're learning how through these experiences that you may be going through, karmic cycles, right? Where you're presented with friends or family members who try to be dominant over you or to try to control, try to manipulate, right? Maybe this is you, like I said, for some of you, learning how to stand up for yourself, learning how to find your voice. Because the Justice card is also about honesty, fairness, balance, doing the right thing, making the right decisions, treating people fairly, honestly. You know, and you might even find yourself in situations where people are not doing that to you, right? There's imbalance there. So yeah, I'm feeling like it is something that's affecting commitments here, relationships. And it makes me feel like as your karma, you're going through these repeated cycles where you may find yourself in those situations where you could need to learn how to, right, harness your own power, harness your own energy, find balance within inside of yourself, not try to, you know, be maybe say dominant over a partner, it's like releasing control, right? We can be supportive and loving and nurturing and things of that nature without trying to be a controlling person or trying to dominate another or to make another person feel less than with words. This can even be an inner struggle, an inner power struggle that you have with inside of yourself. Okay? Learning how to, right? Make better choices. Doing the right thing. Let's see what else. Okay, so what is pile number one's karma? What is pile number one's karma? Creation. Interesting, because you guys have the combustion here, which is also fire energy. Transmuting this energy, these challenging thoughts or ways of thinking, mindset, mentality, and transmuting it into something, you know, like also we can look at it in a way that you're not allowing any self-limiting beliefs to dominate you, to control you, to restrict you, and for you to kind of break free from that. Okay. What is pile number one's karma? We have autumn. And autumn energy is about harvest, about reaping rewards of things that we're working towards, which is the Seven of Pentacles energy here. Evaluating, reassessing what it is that we're nurturing, we're working towards. Grief. Maybe for some of you, this grief energy here is feelings of pain, loss, sadness, disappointment. Doesn't even need to be experiencing loss in a sense of you're losing a romantic partner or a family member or things like that, or a pet. But to me, loss of, because the Five of Swords is loss, the Five of Pentacles is loss. It can also be a loss of maybe control of self, of words, of actions, of outcomes, feeling hopeless, feeling helpless. You know, grief, of course, can lead to depression. Some of you may be literally needing to go through a process of pulling yourself out of darkness, out of depression, out of the dark hole, you know, the void, the emptiness, the dark night of the soul, you know, for you to rise and not allow that darkness, in a sense, to kind of overcome you, but more or less you finding balance through that growth, renewal. I'm feeling with this. Okay. So let's ask Spirit now here what you can do to clear this karma. What can pile number one do? And I would say, you know, of course, thinking about where your thoughts lie. Are they, you know, ones that are keeping you restricted, limited? Are you taking your time when making certain decisions, thinking things through? Or are you acting impulsively towards things that could lead you to unfavorable type of situations? Are you allowing anything or anyone in your life to control you? You know? Okay, so let's see. What can pile number one do to clear this karma? What can pile number one do to help to clear this karma? I feel like a lot of it is self-awareness. Okay, self-awareness. What can pile number one do to clear this karma? Meditation. Okay, meditation, mindfulness, stillness, calm, quiet. What can pile number 1 do to help to clear this karma? We have an epiphany. So maybe through meditation, mindfulness, quieting the mind, right? Stillness, which to me, looking at the fire, it's controlled in a good place. Not that you're letting it kind of go out of control, but you're harnessing your power, your energy. Maybe through that, you have some type of epiphany, you have some type of awakening or realization about certain situations that you have yourself in life, how to remove yourself out of them if possible, whether it's a way of thinking or an actual situation that you're in. How can you clear this karma? And I would say if you're in any type of toxic situation, right, that's bringing you more grief or pain than anything else, then it's about separating yourself, right? Knowing when to let go, when to walk away. Facing your fears. Okay, facing your fears is what Spirit is saying here to clear this karma. And we have endings and beginnings, which is ending certain things, right, that you feel are no longer in alignment to create new beginnings in your life. We also have deep healing, okay, which means that we are really delving deep into our healing work, right? There's a lot of stuff in our subconscious mind, which meditation can be very helpful with accessing those things, okay? A lot of inner child work, a lot of shadow work, okay? But this is basically Spirit saying deep healing. I'm also seeing detachment at the bottom and raising your vibration, okay? And that raising your vibration could be removing or moving away from any lower vibrational thoughts, right? Which fear is definitely on the lower end, right? So being able to be mindful of where your thoughts are at, okay? Especially if you're feeling defeated or you're feeling like there's nothing that you can do to overcome certain challenges that you might have in life, right? It's about us changing our thoughts, although changing thoughts is not always enough. Sometimes it is a need to kind of see where are these thoughts coming from, right? Okay, so let's see. Let's get some last guidance for pile number 1 about their healing and clearing this karma. And maybe detachment for you could be detaching from the old self, okay? Detachment from the old self. Detachment from anything that is not in alignment, okay? And I feel you'll know what that is, okay? If something's not giving you... If something is making you feel scared or worried or stressed or, you know, all of those things, pain, you know, I feel like you'll know. You'll know. Your intuition knows what you need to let go of or release. We have the rose without thorns, and it says you have a right to joy, to your joy, peace, and sweetness of life. Let's see what else. We have the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, and make your life a moving prayer, which means that essentially you are doing things in your life that make you feel happy, fulfilled, content. You know, things that you want in your life, not things that are making you feel stuck or restricted. We also have the seas of Mintaka, and it says seeing potential and bringing the unconsciousness to light. Okay, so to me, a lot of that, like I said earlier, is about delving deep within inside of the self, right? We have inner earth here, and it says you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings, right? So it goes with any type of challenge that we could be experiencing in our life or faced with some type of karmic cycle energy. We have to know, you know, that these are things that are not going to last. They are going to pass, okay? We have the ability to move through these energies as long as we can really kind of open our eyes to what we're learning, what the lesson is, and maybe for some of you, why it keeps happening, right? How can we make different choices so that we're not finding ourselves in those situations again, right? Repeating the same lessons over and over again, okay? So I'm going to leave this here for you, pile number 1. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile two. So those of you that resonated with this card here and the flower agate, this is going to be a reading. So what is your karma? And we're seeing this card of balance here, which is really about you taking a look at your life with anything that may be out of alignment, keeping you kind of a sense off your center. So I want to see how this is playing into your reading here. So we're going to pull the tarot first. And just keep in mind, you know, with karma, this is something that we have or may have accumulated through many lifetimes. Karma is lessons that we're needing to learn, some more difficult than others, really depending on what type of behaviors, habits, you know, things that we've had in our past, whether in this lifetime or previous lifetimes, can all dictate what type of karma we are handed out in the current lifetime, right? So sometimes can be family situations that we go through affecting our life in many different ways, romantic relationships. It can affect a lot of the way that we think or even feel about the self, things that we're needing to learn. And karma, like I said, going through the intro, could be something that you already have an awareness of, right? Of something that keeps repeating, a cycle that keeps repeating itself. And it's happening for a reason, right? For us to learn. And sometimes we don't see the lesson. It's not obvious to us, right? And so we kind of repeat things over and over again. And it can get annoying, right? That we have to constantly feel like, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep encountering this situation? Or something of that nature. And sometimes it's a need for us to just kind of like stop and take a pause and reflect on what it is that we're being taught here at Earth School. Okay, so pile two, what is your karma? What is pile two's karma? What is pile two's karma? What was that? We have the Five of Moons, which is the Five of Swords. Okay, so the Five of Swords energy is definitely very challenging. It can be a lot of feeling very defeated in life. It can be going through a lot of very challenging thoughts, conflicting thoughts, ideas, going through even situations with other people in which other people can be saying things to us, or we can be kind of on the other end of that, where there is a lot of communication and things that are expressed that are not so pleasant. Let's see here. Finding ourselves in situations that make us feel defeated, right? Whether it is our own thoughts or we're finding conflict with other people. What is pile number two's karma? What is pile two's karma? We have the Ten of Cups. And I feel like this is something that is affecting your ability to be happy or to find happiness and fulfillment, contentment. Maybe for some of you, it is your own thoughts, or a need for getting past your own thoughts, beliefs that are limiting, self-sabotaging types of behaviors or thoughts that are blocking you from happiness. Okay, let's see what else. What is pile two's karma? We have the Page of Staves, which is the Page of Wands. What is pile two's karma? We have the Three of Tombs, Three of Pentacles. We have the Four of Cups. Okay. Yeah, so the Four of Cups energy, we can feel very unhappy. We can be bordering along the line of depression, feeling unhappy with life or certain things in general. Can be a feeling of indifference, boredom, not feeling satisfied. Okay, definitely feeling an energy of lack of emotional fulfillment here. Right? Just generally feeling very I want to say for some of you maybe even disconnected from self. Disconnected from self in a way that there could be certain, it's almost like, because the Four of Cups energy is when we are feeling sorry for ourselves. We're feeling mopey and sad and just like everything's not going good and I don't like my life, but there's, and it's like we have a blind spot. We have a blind spot here with the Four of Cups. There are ways of finding opportunities that can lift our spirit. So a lot of this I feel like has to do with your own perception or perspective of things. Because with the Four of Cups, there's plenty of opportunities that are surrounding us to make us feel happy or fulfilled, right? And it's not just about us finding fulfillment in another person, but more or less for us finding that within inside of ourselves, right? So your card here is talking about balance and finding that anything that's within your life, even if it's thoughts, right, that's throwing you off center, keeping you from feeling fulfilled and happy. Okay? Because the way that we're meant to experience life, of course, yes, we're having a human experience and there's going to be a lot of things that we learn and we're challenged by, but we're meant to experience love and happiness and abundance, right? And sometimes with some of these lessons that we go through karmically, these can be things that really derail us, right? And make us feel hopeless and make us feel like there's nothing that we can do to change our situation. And when we get in that Four of Cups energy, we feel just completely unhappy. And for some of you, it can even be with the Ten of Cups energy, it can be relationships, family, for some of you, even surrounding work, career. Let's see here. What is your karma pile number 2? We have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is about new beginnings, starting new, right? Opportunities. Ace of Cups, look at that. Ace of Cups, new love, new opportunities, a chance to start over. The Tower. The Tower, it could be that many of you go through many Tower moments, right? The Tower is about upheaval, chaos, destruction, having our world and our life being flipped upside down. Things that we're trying to build or hold on to that are just kind of, this universe is just kind of like breaking it away. Things that fall apart, right? And these Tower moments are meant to help us to initiate some type of change, to grow, to transform, right? From this, from being hit like this in a way with the Tower energy. Sometimes the Tower can talk about a huge epiphany or a huge realization that we have, kind of like a wake-up call, right? This is the universe's way of shaking us up to get us to redirect onto the path that we're meant to be on, right? But sometimes when these Tower moments happen to us, whether it's a loss of a relationship, a loss of a job, a loss of something that we care about in our life that we try to hold on for dear life, right? Even though I don't like this job and I'm not happy here and I'm going to lose it, or, you know, I'm going to hold on to it anyway. Or this relationship that I know is not serving me, but I'm going to hold on to it anyway, even though I'm unhappy in it. Right? It's like we fear this change. And it's like you're going through, some of you, through this karmic energy where you could experience many Tower moments in your life, right? And it's the universe's way of trying to like shake you up to say, okay, you can create these new beginnings here. You can find fulfillment and happiness if you pull yourself out of this Four of Cups energy and pay attention to the people, the situations, the opportunities that are surrounding you, because they're there. They're always there. but it is our perspective and the way that we look at the world, right? And if we feel defeated because we get knocked down over and over and over again, sometimes that's the lens in which we look at life, right? Through that Five of Swords energy, through that Four of Cups. Nothing's going to improve. Nothing's going to get better. I'm stuck like this. That's it. And we accept that, right? But even looking at this Page of Wands energy, look at how his little head is like tilted, you know? To me, this Page of Wands is a very beautiful energy of excitement and passion and drive and wanting to start down a new path. And so in a way, I feel like Spirit is kind of bringing you these tower moments in your life to help and shake up your world, to get you redirected to where you're meant to be, right? So some of you, yes, it's whatever is throwing you off balance, whatever is out of alignment, right? Because your card is balance here. Anything that's making you or throwing you off, whether it's your own thoughts, your own way of thinking, or you're finding yourself in situations that you know are not serving your highest good. And like I said, we hold on to them for dear life, right? What is pile number 2's karma? And the Tower can be an awakening, right? We go through an awakening. We have this huge epiphany. The Fool energy is about taking a leap of faith. Stepping outside of the comfort zone, right? That is too many. I just need one, Spirit, just one. What is pile number 2's karma? We have the World, okay? So it's like you're meant to end or close this cycle of feeling unfulfilled, unhappy, bored, discontent. And I'm seeing the Six of Swords at the bottom, which is a transition away from something that's creating chaotic energy, right? That Five of Swords is the chaos right there. The Six of Swords is the card that follows that. And that is transitioning away from things that are creating a lack of harmony in your life, whether that is a friendship, a family situation, a romantic partnership, a job, your own way of thinking, right? The Six of Swords is transitioning past that phase into a place in your life that is calm, that is peaceful, that is balanced, right? So this Tower energy, because this is a general reading, is going to be very different for all of you, but I have a feeling you already know what it is, right? If it's creating more chaotic energy for you than anything else in your life, and you know that you shouldn't be holding on to it because it's not making you feel completely fulfilled, and you're meant to release it and let it go, even though it may not be giving you the happiness that you're really looking for, and we hold on to it anyways because it's what we do, right? It's what we do. We fear change. We fear loss. We fear losing something, right? So with the World energy here, you're meant to clear this cycle, right? That's the whole goal of us going through these karmic lessons and cycles. We're meant to close them so that we're not repeating them over and over again, because it gets tiring, right? I've been there. I know. So yeah, with the Fool energy here, to me, this is brand new, beautiful energy. The Fool, because it's card 0, it's like a rebirth, renewal, a renewed soul, right? We're learning new things with the Fool energy because the Fool is a novice, right? So we're clearing this energy, right? Wiping the slates clean, starting over, fresh and new, rebirth, renewal, newborn soul as the Fool, and creating new beginnings, whether that be love, creative energy, new house, new car, new home, new location, new job. We have the opportunity for a fresh start, right? By removing anything out of our life that is not in alignment. Okay? So this is your job as your karma, is to find out which things in your life, which, like I said, because it's a general reading, it's going to be different for all of you. But you can take a good look, right? Is it my own thoughts? Is it my own self-sabotaging thoughts that I need to release? Because the Tower is going to help us do that, right? This is where things are broken down here, whether it is the way of thinking, or it is the relationship that it's out of alignment for you, or it's the job, you know, shifting you onto a new career path, or to no longer feeling defeated that you're not going to be able to make the money that you want to, right? It's a need for releasing with the Tower. Okay, so let's see what else. Pile number 2. What is your karma? Right? And the spirit universe may purposefully put you in places where there is challenge, where there is conflict, that you're needing to say, okay, I need to move past this way of thinking. I need to release this friendship. I need to release this job. I need to release this here. And I know when to let go. I know when to release. I no longer need this lesson anymore, universe. I got it the first time. I don't need you to tell me again, right? It's done with the world. It's cleared. It's over. Done. Karmic cycle closed, right? I get it, Spirit. So let's see here. Pile number 2. Some of you with that 4 of Cups energy could even be going through rejection. Rejection. And that doesn't just have to be from romantic partners. It can be from parents, friends that have pushed you away, that have rejected you, right? It could even be a fear of rejection. Okay? Lessons in rejection, what that feels like and how to heal from that, right? How to find your center again. Okay, so what is your karma? Pile number 2. Upheaval. Look at that. The Tower's right there. Right? Going through upheaval. What is pile number 2's karma? We have caching. Okay. So caching is about when we are holding on to something or saving something, right? Maybe it's ideas, maybe it's, like I said, connections, relationships, something that we're holding on to. Maybe the upheaval puts us in a place where, like, Spirit's saying, you're using this skill, you're using these tools now. You've learned enough, let's move forward with it, right? So Spirit creating upheaval in your life. Let's see, what is your karma? Protection. Maybe this is you protecting your own energy, right? Learning how to protect your own energy, maybe away from situations or people, right, that bring about this type of energy for you. Okay? Instead of something that you're holding on to, you let it go. You release, you surrender to bring about and restore balance in your life again. What else do I want to do here? I want to... Oh, yes, we're using these cards here. Okay, so pile 2, what is your karma? And then after this, we're going to look at what you can do to help to clear and heal this karma, karmic cycles. Pile 2, what is your karma? And of course, karma isn't just one thing, right? This may only be what Spirit is bringing up to you right now. But of course, there can be many different karmic lessons that we go through throughout our lifetime. What is pile 2's karma? We have defiance. Defiance. This almost makes me feel, because you have upheaval here with the Tower and defiance, maybe it's, I'm looking at this 2 different ways. In a way that you defend yourself or stand up for yourself, or this could be not trying to fight certain things that are trying to be removed, but you more or less learning how to let go. Right? The natural order of things. Not trying to micromanage the universe, not trying to force or control situations that are outside of your control. More or less you surrendering and learning how to go with the flow. Manifestation. Okay, so maybe for some of you it does affect your abundance, right? But being off and out of balance isn't going to help those manifestations come in, right? Any faster, any stronger. But once you are in alignment and in balance, guess what? Here we go. With all of these blessings, all of these opportunities that come into our life, once we release what is out of alignment for us, right? When we feel stuck, when we feel blocked and nothing's happening for us, right? that's telling you here something is out of alignment. Something's off balance. And sometimes it is, yes, situations that we're in. But sometimes it's our own vibration, right? Our own way of thinking. Defeated, right? How we feel. I'm done. Forget it. I don't want to do this anymore. And we accept that. Let's see here. What is pile number 2's karma? Spring. Which to me is about planting new seeds, right? We have these Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles here. This is the beginning of something new. Starting over, starting new, right? This karmic energy doesn't have to be our story forever, right? We can release ourselves from it. We can break free from it. Okay? So let's ask Spirit here, what can you do to heal and clear this karma? Maybe for some of you in past lives with defiance here, you went against, right? Went against what the universe had planned for you, or, you know, not trusting. Let's see here. Pile number 2. What can you do to heal and clear this karmic energy? What can pile do to help clear this karma, Spirit? What can they do to help clear and heal this karma? Deep healing. Okay, deep healing. We have on the right path. And I feel like those of you where you do experience these tower moments, right? These epiphanies, these wake-up calls, these shifts or changes of energy or things that are being broken down or removed. It's about you trusting that, right? And trusting that the universe is doing it to help to lead you on the right path. We also have the energy of unconditional love, okay? Which definitely is about you learning to love yourself, because the energy of unconditional love helps us to raise our vibration, okay? We have ego death. Death of the ego. Okay. So I feel like with this, it's learning how to tell the difference between your intuition, right? And your ego. And the ego, let's just say there's certain things that with the tower energy that are being released. Our ego wants to, right? Fear. Ego has fear. Fear. Insecurities, doubts is a wave because the ego is trying to protect us. But when we allow the ego to take control, sometimes it doesn't lead us to the best situations, right? It can lead us because we feel like, I need this. I have to have this, right? So a lot of that is you being able to kind of work through not allowing your ego to take control all the time, right? But more or less kind of observing your thoughts centered around it and learning how to tap and tune back into your groundedness, your center, finding balance within the self, telling the ego to take the back seat, right? Maybe this is for some of you facing those fears that you have of releasing certain things or people or situations. Okay, let's see here. What can pile number 2 do to help heal and clear? We have painful lessons, right? And many of you, I feel like, have gone through so many painful lessons. I'm seeing the heart chakra at the bottom, right? So if you have gone through, and this has been something that has affected you in romantic connections, relationships, or even family situations, and you've gone through many painful things, then a lot of this is going to be your healing, right? Making healing your priority, understanding these lessons, you know, Not just the pain, right? Because we have to also look beyond that. What is the lesson, right? Especially for those of you that go through painful breakups or even painful friendships that end, right? Because we can definitely feel that with friends. You know, grieve the loss of a friendship or even a family situation. Painful lessons that we're going through that are really hurting us. So, you know, what did we learn from the experience? Okay, what has it taught us? What has it taught us about our own way of thinking, or maybe even the way that we feel about ourselves, the way that we feel about others, our connection with others? Has it taught us that we need to set better boundaries? Has it taught us that we need to learn to love ourselves more, to honor ourselves more, or to raise our standards? You know? So thinking about what those lessons are. Sometimes we don't, right? We think, oh, I'm in pain right now, and that's all I can think about. That's all I see is pain. You know, we harbor anger and resentment and other feelings towards another person or a situation, right? So I'm feeling it's a lot of kind of delving into really doing a lot of thinking about what we've learned from these experiences. So pile number 2, let's see. What can you do to heal and clear this karmic energy? We have all paths lead home, and it says inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within, right? Not outside of yourself, but more or less within the self, okay? Inner reflection is what Spirit is wanting you to focus on, okay? Let's see what else. Pile 2. We have the void, and it says stop, embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. So to me, this is about you taking a pause, okay? The inner embracing winter is about the time of being quiet, calm, you know, kind of like an animal that hibernates in the winter. Time for rest, hibernation, sleep. This is kind of like reminding me of the hermit energy, right? Where you go into hermit mode and we reflect, we think, we deep dive into the self. We do a lot of introspection, a lot of healing. Maybe that's inner child for some of you. Maybe it's shadow work, right? Maybe we work through these painful lessons that we've learned, okay? So it's embracing and honoring the feelings that you have, right? Acknowledging them, acknowledging your pain, allowing yourself to grieve if you need to release. Okay, let's see here. Pile number 2. What can you do to work towards healing this karma? We have karmic relationships. Okay, it says Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Okay, so maybe thinking about what these karmic relationships have taught you. I'm seeing the great severing at the bottom, Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. So maybe it's for some of you, it's releasing or letting go of relationships, whether it's friendships, family, romantic. Same karmic cycle that keeps happening over and over again. Okay? Again, what are we learning from this? If we're holding on to anger and resentment, right? It's a lot of us needing to do that work, right? And another person's not going to help us to heal and to do the work for us. We have to take it within inside of the self. Right? Maybe for some of you with the great severing here, it means separating yourself from karmic partners, karmic friendships, karmic family members, loving from afar, loving from a distance, if that's what best serves to bring balance into your life. Okay? Severing, cutting ties, right? That's kind of what this is saying to me. Cut ties, release attachment, release the cord, right? Separate yourself. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here for you. Pile number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonated with this Decay card and the Pyrite, this is going to be a reading. So with Decay, I'm kind of thinking a couple different things with this. To me, this is kind of like the ending of something. The ending of something, and this could be maybe 2 certain things going on in your life. It could even be about some type of deep transformation that is taking place within you. To me, it's also, I'm feeling even a letting go of the old self. Okay, so I'm just going to see what comes through with what is your karma. Pile number 3. Okay, so just keep in mind, general reading, okay? And also karma, you know, could be something that we've accumulated within this lifetime, past lifetimes. It could be something that's happening ancestral, generational. And of course, this may not be a you know, the full-on picture of what you could be experiencing. It may be something that Spirit is just wanting to bring up to you. Maybe something you could be currently struggling with, dealing with. You know, as there are many different karmic energies that we go through within our lifetime. So let's see, pile number 3. What is your karma? But yeah, when you really think about decay, you know, of course it makes me think about teeth, you know, but something that's like kind of like withering away, like something that's going back into formlessness. And, you know, if you think about like a plant or, you know, something that is, let's see what else. Pile number 3. What is your karma? What is your karma? Pile number 3. We have temperance, which could be a transmutation of energy. This could be a need to find more balance or harmony. This can also be surrounding self-care, okay? Taking better care of yourself, especially if there's decay here, right? What is pile number 3's karma? We have the Knight of Moons, which is the Knight of Swords. What is pile 3's karma? We have the 9 of Staves, which is the 9 of Wands. We have Judgment. Okay. And Judgment can most definitely be from past lives. Okay. Because Judgment is basically, it is karma. It is life review. But it's also about a rebirth. Kind of like you being the phoenix rising from the ashes. And so now looking at this, it makes me feel a lot of the old self you're letting, in a sense, fall away. And finding renewal. Because the Judgment to me is kind of like a reborn soul. An awakening. You stepping into your authenticity, the real you, the true self, losing maybe the old identity is something that is decaying. Okay, the Temperance energy for some of you can also be healing, because I am seeing the 9 of Wands energy here, and the 9 of Wands could be that you have gone through a lot of very painful, challenging situations. Okay. And I'm feeling like in a way this is kind of restoring your natural order of 10 of Cups, which is fulfillment, happiness, right? From things that have drained you. Judgment can be also many things, such as releasing our burdens, our heaviness, the pain, the anger, the resentment, shame, humiliation. Anything that we are holding on to from our past. Judgment is where we have the opportunity to let it go and to release it. so that we're no longer carrying that burden of the past, whether that is from this lifetime or from previous lifetimes, right? Of things that you're carrying, not being able to forgive yourself or to forgive another person. Okay? So, let's see here. Pile number 3. I'm kind of curious, I feel like, with your pile here, with the decay here, what this is. So I might use a different tarot deck to see. What is pile number 3's karma? We have the 8 of Tombs, which is the 8 of Pentacles. This is about self-mastery. You learning how to master yourself, your own energy. This takes and requires, of course, a lot of hard work and dedication that you put into the self, right? Committing yourself to becoming a better version of self, which happens in that energy of judgment. We have the Ace of Moons, which is the Ace of Swords, which is you having a breakthrough, an epiphany, a light bulb moment, a realization. Right? I don't have to carry this. I don't have to hold on to this. I don't have to allow this situation that's happened to me to say, like, eat me alive with this energy of decay. Right? Something that could be eating away at you. You know, that could be a burden. It could be some type of pain that you're carrying. This feels like very challenging life. Like a need for you to learn to live in your fullest potential. Right? And maybe for some of you, it is a struggle to try to uncover, right? Through all of the muck that you've been through. What is your karma? Pile number 3. I'm feeling some of you have had some really challenging childhoods, relationship situations that chose this pile. Painful. I'm feeling loss of loved ones for some of you, husbands, romantic partners, children. Like really, really going through it with that 9 of Wands energy. Feeling of wanting to give up at times, or have felt that way in the past. Like, how much more can I possibly be tested with? And carrying all of this. Two of Cups. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it's challenged. Relationships, maybe for some of you even friendships. There is this constant, for you, for some of you, there's this constant longing, anticipation, waiting for something or someone, or for something to improve or something to get better. Waiting for like the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It's like, this is going to make it better. This is going to be better. And it's like never achieving or reaching that place of where you feel completely happy and fulfilled. You know, maybe it's a longing for happiness for some of you, a constant longing. Like, if I have this, it's going to make me happy. If I have this, it's going to make me feel fulfilled. And it's like, once you have that, it's like, it's still not doing it, right? So maybe for some of you, it's letting go of those parts of yourself that are feeling that energy of lack, emptiness, void. What is pile 3's karma? The 7 of Cups. I'm feeling many of you, 7 of Cups energy is about dreams, daydreams, envisioning, imagining something. And I'm seeing the 9 of Cups at the bottom, which is about fulfillment, personal happiness, personal fulfillment. You know, dreaming of better days, dreaming of things being better. So it's even when you have those situations that kind of present themselves, you still don't feel the fulfillment, even though it's right there. For some of you, I'm getting. And I feel like a lot of that is because of your inner self, like your vessel is something that you're needing to heal and nurture, right? So that you feel different from the inside out and have that be something that's reflected in your outer world. Maybe this is something that's, like I said, something that's happening on the inside. This makes me feel like for some of you could be troubled with chronic health issues, even things that affect mental health, your emotional well-being, your physical health. Because you started off with temperance here, and temperance is about balance, right? Balance, moderation, equilibrium, harmony. So if we're feeling this energy of decay, that would be quite the opposite of that. There's something that's within us that needs healing. I want to see what this is. Let's see. The Two of Cups is also a card of harmony. Okay? To me, this is about you finding balance from within the self. Even after all of these things that you may have gone through. The Nine of Wands is a card of resilience. Okay? Even though that cat has his little head that's bandaged, he's still standing, right? This little Knight of Moons or Knight of Swords card, he looks like he's reaching for the moon. Maybe for some of you, it's reaching for your dreams or your visions or something that you have for yourself and needing to not give up. Why is decay here? Why is decay here for pile 1? I'm sorry, for pile 3. Knight of Wands. Maybe for some of you, it's getting your spark back, you know, in a way that you're getting your life force back. You're reclaiming your energy. The fragmented or lost parts of the self. You know, because this makes me feel like there's a lot of maybe emptiness, void. And this Knight of Wands energy coming in is something that gives you life, right? Feeling excited to live again and to pursue your dreams, your goals, your passions, and not give up. Why is decay here? Maybe for some of you, it's blocked, you know, creativity or, yeah, look at that, Queen of Wands. That is definitely about you reclaiming your power, okay? So what makes me feel the karma that's happening here, a lot of this revolves around putting you maybe in situations that really test your fears, your greatest fears, your insecurities, your limitations. And you either let these limitations or these fears or insecurities block you and stop you right in your tracks, right? Where you let fear take over, or you feel confident and in control of your own power and your own energy, and you lead with that Queen of Wands. Yeah. A lot of that is you reclaiming your power, being more in control. Let's see. What is the decay here? Wow. Look at that. Page of Wands is at the bottom. This is crazy. All the Wands court cards are here. Page, Knight, Queen, King. This is all connected into... This is solar plexus energy. Okay? This is your confidence. This is your self-esteem. This is your self-worth. This is you believing in yourself. This is you wearing your crown proudly and moving forward, even though there could be certain things that have, like I said, really tested you, like you've really gone through it, pile 3. with that Nine of Wands. But it's even with that, there's resilience that's here, right? You are not your past. And you don't have to, in a sense, allow it to consume you, right? And I feel like for some of you, this is what has happened. I want to clarify this Judgment card. Wow. This also balance here, right? You've got Queen and King here. This is about you having the balance between the feminine and the masculine. Self-mastery. That is your karma. Learning to find your identity, to stand in your power, and having these situations that are put you through to really challenge you to standing up. I'm imagining like these lions just like roaring with force and power. And it's like you're needing to channel and find that power from within yourself. Reclaim, right? The lost bits and pieces of self from your past lives, from whatever karmic situations you've gone through in the past, which, as I told this pile 1 and pile 2, I feel like you know when you're going through karmic cycles. There's things that repeat themselves over and over and over again, right? Things that really test us, things that really challenge us. Why is Judgment here? The Ten of Pentacles. Some of you, this has to do with karmic family situations, relationships. Okay. Some of you, this is generational karma, ancestral, generational family karmic energy here. This makes me feel like suppressed, could be masculine or feminine or even both. But family line. Like, let's just say if you had a mom who was disempowered, okay? Or a father who maybe was in the same way, maybe a misuse of their power, a misuse of their energy. This can even go into toxic feminine or even toxic masculine energy, right? Learning how to harness that power, that energy of the Queen and King of Wands. Okay, why is the Judgment here? But yes, this is family, ancestral, generational karma. We have the Knight of Cups. Some of you, it involves romantic relationships. It's also about you learning how to love, to nurture yourself. Some of you, this may even be reparenting, right? Healing. Some of you guys, I'm seeing maybe inner child wounded, or even going through a trauma through teenage years. Young love, young romantic situations. Why is the Knight of Cups here? I'm sorry, not Knight of Cups. Why is the Judgment card here? The King of Tombs, which is the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of this is you learning how to really ground yourself, ground your energy, keep yourself grounded. A lot of this to me is you stepping into your power, okay? And like I said, you finding yourself in those situations. I'm seeing the Nine of Swords energy here. It's a lot of anxieties and fears that you're working through. I feel like your karma is for many of you, facing your fears, right? Purposefully, in a sense, putting you in situations, the universe putting you in, bringing you those situations, right? Where you're meant to kind of overcome your fears, right? With this power here of the Queen and King of Wands, the Knight of Wands. When the King and Queen of Wands, I mean, they're very much an authority and an energy of passion and creativity, charisma, potential, all of that fire energy. And to me, literally, from going from decay to this power here, it's like you learning how to harness and be confident in yourself and to not give up when there's certain desires and things that you want to create and achieve. Many of you, it can even be blocks surrounding abundance. Okay, love, abundance, family situations. Clearing this for your family, generational line. Yeah, it makes me feel like a long line of disempowered maybe parents, you know, mom, dad, grandparents, not being in their fullest, I feel like, potential. And yeah, it makes me feel like you might be very challenged when it comes to creating wealth, security, abundance. Some of you, I'm feeling this is affecting the root chakra. The root chakra, security, safety, love. You know, if this could even be abandonment wounds. Having needs not be met, even during childhood. Food, shelter. Not feeling loved, not feeling safe, not feeling secure. And this being something that I feel like took a lot away from you. Too much, took too much away. And it's like you're, in a way, finding ways of which to replenish and to put it, you know, take it back, reclaim. Let's see here, pile number 3. What is your karma? Trailblazing energy with the Queen and King of Wands. Powerful, powerful energy. We have waterproof. And I like this because it's like, maybe your karma for some of you, this is learning how to not allow certain people, situations. To me, this is kind of like this impenetrable force of protection around you. And not to allow certain things that happen in your life to rock you at your core and to throw you off balance and to take away from you. Right? To me, it's like this crow is here, waterproof, with all the water just rolling right off his feathers. Right? That's kind of what I see with that, being waterproof. Resilient. Okay? We have a bond here. So maybe for some of you, you know, there's karmic lessons in relationships, family situations with your children or with your parents or with friends. Because if you look at these 2 little crows here, they're like huddled around this little heart, right? Nurturing each other, loving each other. Maybe it's for some of you learning how to let other people love you, to let love in, to be vulnerable, to learn to love yourself so that you can even accept love from another person. You know, so take that how that resonates. But yeah, to me, the bond, maybe it's a bond that you have with yourself. You know, do you love yourself? Or your bond in your connections even with other people, with your family members. Maybe you're learning how to nurture yourself so that you can, right? Maybe be more loving towards others, more open, more receptive, more sensitive, more kind to yourself, to others. What is pile number 3's karma? This one feels like a deep wound. Deep wound going back many observation. So maybe this is you learning how to be more observant of your own thoughts, your own behaviors, others, right? Maybe choose ways in which you're responding, reacting, right? Maybe not absorbing things, allowing things. Because with the waterproof, it's kind of making me feel like you're not allowing things to disrupt your own power, your own energy. Like if somebody says something to you, you know what I'm saying? If somebody says something to you, don't internalize it, right? Another person's opinion of you, or something that someone says to you, calls you names, a parent that's done that, a child who's done that to you. Maybe it's your internal dialogue, you know? Maybe it's also, for some of you, a need for being observant of your own, right? Your own behaviors, your own thoughts, the way and the connections that you have, I feel like will be a big clue, right? Especially if your relationship with your children isn't good, or with your romantic partners isn't good. There's communication that's off. You know, I feel like a lot of those are very indicative of what could be happening within you, you know, because our outer world is a reflection of what's happening within inside of us, right? Our own vibration, our own energy, what we experience. So we know, right? When something's out of balance, something's not right, something that we're being tested with or learning from. So maybe for some of you, it is being more observant, right? Of your family, maybe connections, relationships with your children or your partners or your friends, you know? Because 8 of Pentacles, again, self-mastery. You being a master of self as your karma, right? And there could be some really challenging lessons that you could be going through with that. What is pile number 3's karma? What is pile number 3's karma? We have spring. We have passion, which we're seeing over here, right? There's a lot of it over here with that Queen and King of Wands, Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands that was at the bottom. The spring energy to me is about new beginnings. Like I said, it's kind of like your karma is to kind of work through these challenges and to reclaim your power and your energy, right? Heartache. Many of you that could be healing, lots of healing. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to ask Spirit here, what, maybe for some of you, it's a need for you to observe your pain. Acknowledge it. Allow yourself to feel your feelings. Allow yourself to grieve. If you need to, right? Cry, release. Give yourself permission to heal. Give yourself permission to let go of what you need to let go of. Okay, so we're going to ask Spirit here, what can you do to work towards healing and clearing this karma? Your root chakra, okay? This is what I was saying earlier. Your root chakra, working on healing the root chakra, okay? Which is basically, for some of you, anything that may have happened during childhood, right? Abandonment, you know, food, shelter, love, security, feeling safe, right? If any of those things were disrupted during childhood, it's going back to, right, working towards healing the inner child. You may have gone through abandonment with a romantic partner, right? Healing and working on the root chakra, right? Grounding, working on grounding yourself, your energy. Okay. What can you do to work on healing and clearing this karmic energy? Awareness. Okay. And I feel like this is more or less about you having self-awareness. Okay. How am I blocking myself? Or how am I keeping myself stuck in a karmic cycle? What decisions am I making? What choices am I making? Right? Being mindful of that, having an awareness, right? I'm self-sabotaging right now. Or I'm, I'm letting fear take control, right? More of an awareness of those things. Ego death, okay? So ego, is there to serve to protect us through our 3D experience, but the ego can also keep us in a place of fear, of doubt, of uncertainty, of not doing certain things because we overthink, overanalyze, right? The ego can also try to force or control, or, to try to do things that could be not really in alignment with us sometimes. So, sometimes when we are allowing the ego to take control, and can lead us into some really not so great situations. So it's a need for you to really kind of ground yourself, because some of you could be acting right from a place of ego. Your responses to people, to situations, right, which something that you may have learned, right, certain behaviors as a way for you to protect yourself, right? Which makes me feel that for some of you, sometimes parts of our personality are not even really us, right? They're trauma responses that we have to certain situations. So it's not even really us, right? It's a false self. That's not who we truly are. So yeah, being observant. Transformation, okay? Working on your transformation, working on being observant. Is my ego in the lead right now, or is it my intuition? Am I being led by intuition? Is fear ruling me? Am I allowing my past to dictate the choices and decisions that I make? The third eye chakra, okay? So for some of you, this can be working on clearing energy, because this is your intuition, right? Our third eye. Sacred feminine. So some of you, this is going to be healing your feminine energy. We have purpose here, which for some of you could be aligning with your purpose, finding your purpose, looking deeply within inside of the self. And that can come through doing a lot of inner work, right? A lot of being more in tune with the feminine energy, which is intuition, creativity, learning to love the self, nurture the self. Like I said, for some of you, reparenting the self, building up your self-esteem, your self-worth, your confidence, your worth, your value, right? That you see within inside of yourself, right? If you're dealing with situations or with people that are treating you less than you deserve to be treated, you deserve better. You deserve more. The feminine energy is also very connected into fertility and creativity, growth, the birthing of new things, right? Abundance, prosperity, manifestation. These are all things that you are truly worthy of, right? Being able to manifest, okay? We have deep perspective here, which means that to me, yeah, and I'm seeing ego captivity here with the inner child. Okay, this is me. I'm kind of seeing this as you being stuck in a place of ego, which could be fear, right? Like I said, it's not who you really are. It could be just responding from a place of trauma. Maybe for some of you, a wounded inner child. Yeah, this definitely feels like a very, very, something very... Like I said, this feels like one that is rooted in for some of you, many lifetimes, or even family, like family line over and over, like mom and grandma and great grandma, or just like recurring cycles here. And there's a need for you to really work towards breaking out of the mold, breaking out away from letting this be something, like I said, that makes you, right? Decay here, takes away, stealing your light, taking your power away. Okay, so let's see here. Pile number 2. You know, and this may even go along the lines of getting professional help, right? Therapy. Working with a health professional. Grief counseling for some of you. Trauma, right? Counseling, getting the help that you need. A mentor. Therapy. Pile number 3. This is a heavy one, right? It's a lot. It feels like a lot to unpack. But you're worth it. Okay, so we have after the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy. It's over, and acceptance, right? So to me, this is about you restoring energy of balance. Certain things that have happened to you in the past, right? Being able to release them and let them go, right? So that you're no longer carrying it. We have all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. Okay? So not looking for answers outside of yourself. This is, again, 8 of Pentacles here. Self-mastery. Let's see. We have I'm sorry. And it says defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. Okay? Maybe for some of you that have had situations where you have treated someone in the past, right? This can be you forgiving yourself, or even forgiving others, or even apologizing. Okay, apologizing for behaviors that you may have had in the past towards others that have affected relationships, family situations. Okay, righting past wrongs, which is maybe treating people differently, right? If you have treated someone unfairly or hurt someone even in the past, your children, your parents, family members, friends. Okay, so take that how it resonates, how it applies to you. We have weight of the world, and it says boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. Right? And maybe for some of you, it's a need for learning how to set boundaries or not crossing boundaries, right? Especially if somebody else has boundaries in place, that you respect them, right? Releasing things, because we have weight of the world here. And that's kind of what I feel like many of you are carrying, is the weight of the world, right? That it's affecting you. Like I said, mentally, emotionally, physically. You know, stresses and traumas and things like that, literally making you feel sick. Okay? So also pay attention to your body, right? If you're feeling super anxious, super stressed out, on edge all the time, always worried, always fearful, always anxious, like just depressed, right? That's it. That's telling you something's going on. Something's off, right? We need to, with the Temperance energy, balance with inside the self first and foremost, right? And that is going to be removing yourself away from situations that are creating that energy. But it's also acknowledging that even if you move like from place to place to place to place and expect that things are going to just get better, a lot of that work has to be done with inside of you, right? We figure like if we're still wounded or we're still hurt, like, oh, well, if I go into this new job, or if I go into this new this, or if I go into this new that, it's going to solve it all, right? And this to me is like a lot of deep work. that's happening here, right? A real need for going within the self. Yeah, it definitely feels, like I said, a lot of unpacking, pile number 3. Okay, so I am sending you so much love for your healing with your pile. Okay, know that I am sending you lots of hugs and lots of support through this, and you being able to make it through. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here for you, pile 3. I do hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.